Hey guys, this is Anvesh, and today we are going to talk about enemies. Well, the problem with some horoscopes are that there can be a lot of enemies in someone's life because people get very jealous of them, people get very, upset on them, or they can have a kind of a voice that makes that makes other people kind of think very aggressively for someone that they can make them as their enemies. So I will tell you about how enemies are created in a horoscope, but before that I'm going to tell you that having an enemy is a sign of that you are making progress. But still, if you are having enemies without any reason, then there can be a fault in your astrological chart, so you need to get your chart checked for that. So let me tell you about this, guys. The enemies that are formed in your life, there can be many enemies. It can happen that you can make enemies with your family members, you can be enemies with your neighbors, you can enemies with your colleagues. So there can be a lot of problems if you're having enemies in your life, right? So that is very important to control your enemies because they can create havoc in your life, right? So let me tell you about from this chart, guys. So what happens that enemies is controlled by the sixth house, and sixth house is a very important house because it is the house of debts. It is the house of enemies. It is the house of problems that you have, small diseases, things like that. So this is the sixth house, and sixth house is the house of enemies. So there are two categories of planets. There can be soft planets, and then there can be aggressive planets. So the soft planets, which are Mercury, Moon, Jupiter, okay, these are kind of a soft planets. They do not have any aggression inside of them. But the planets like Sun, Mars, Saturn, Rahu, and Ketu, these are very aggressive planets. They have the power to fight the enemies. They have the power to destroy the enemies. So if your sixth house has, let us consider the sixth house has Mars in it or Sun in it. So these are very aggressive planets, and they can control your enemies, they can control your debt, they can control your finances. So sixth house becomes a very important house because if any aggressive planet like Mars, Sun, or Saturn, or Rahu, or Ketu is present in the sixth house, then it makes a yoga which is known as Shatruhanta yoga, which is like enemy destruction yoga. You can destroy your enemies, you can win over your enemies, you can overcome your enemies. But let us consider that sixth house is not in a very good position, and for the sixth house to not be in a good position, it is important that there should be a soft planet inside them. So let us consider the planet Moon is inside the sixth house. So Moon is a soft planet, it doesn't have any aggression, it doesn't have any outgoing capability. It is like a very soft planet, it doesn't need any enemies. So people with soft planets in the sixth house kind of make a lot of enemies, right? So if there is a soft planet like Moon inside your sixth house, it is going to be very, Moon is a very calm planet, it is a very settled planet, it doesn't want any problems with itself. So it creates a lot of problems in the life because planets like Mercury, like Moon, like Jupiter, they do not want enemies. So they kind of don't have power to fight over the enemies, right? So they kind of make a lot of enemies. So people having Moon, Mercury, and Jupiter, these kind of planets in the sixth house, they make a lot of enemies. So that is important for you guys, because if there is a soft planet in the sixth house, then it is going to be problematic for you because it is going to make you a lot of enemies. So sixth house becomes a very important house because it is the house of diseases, it is the house of debt, it is the house of enemies. So, and we do not want any enemies in our life, right? But it is a sign of that you are doing well in your life. So if you are doing well in your life, then it is a sign that you are going to make a lot of enemies. And making an enemy is a good sign because it means that you are making progress in your life. People are going to be jealous on you. That's a natural thing that people usually have. But if enemies are creating problems for you, so I have these remedies for you guys. So the first remedy is that you take black gram. Black gram in Hindi, it is known as urad dal. Urad dal, right? So it is the black gram, as you can see in the picture, it is black in color. It is this small lentils which is used in many dishes, very delicious dishes are made from this black gram. So you have to take, this is a remedy for you guys. It is kind of a ritual you can do, and it is a very fun ritual you can do, and you will love it. So this is a ritual that you should do if you want to control your enemies. So this ritual requires 38 pieces of this black gram. So you take 38 pieces of urad dal, black gram, okay, and you take 40 pieces of rice. You take 40 pieces of rice and you take 38 pieces of black gram, and you mix it up just mix them around in your hand or in a bowl or something. Okay, and then you make a small hole in the ground. Do it in a park or in your backyard, somewhere where you can make a hole inside the ground. So make a small hole inside the ground. Take 38 pieces of black gram, take 40 pieces of rice, mix them, and then put it in the hole inside the ground. Just make a hole and put these things inside that hole. And take a lemon. Take a lemon, just any usual lemon that you find, yellow color, green color, doesn't matter, but it has to be lemon. Okay, take a lemon and you squeeze that lemon on the rice and black gram. And while you are squeezing that lemon on the rice and black gram, continuously say the name of your enemy. And by saying the name of your enemy and continuously pouring the lemon, squeezing the lemon on the rice and black gram, just continuously say the person who is your enemy. And this is a very good remedy to silence your enemies. Your enemies are not going to do any harm to you if you do this remedy. So it is a very good remedy to calm down your enemies. So this one is a very good remedy that you can do, guys. Okay, this another remedy requires gloves, right? Gloves, we call it long in Hindi, it is known as gloves. So this is a very good remedy, and you can do it if you want to attract someone, if you want someone to gain your attention, if you want someone to follow you, kind of not just being an enemies, but also kind of being like a friend, or they can fall in love with you. That kind of stuff can happen with this. But let me tell you that how to make friends with someone if if he is your enemy and you want him to be kind of get attracted towards you, be like a friend. So this remedy is for you. So what do? Take 7 cloves, okay, on Saturday. Do start this on Saturday. Take 7 pieces of cloves, right? Okay, 7 pieces of cloves. Say the person's name, the person who is your enemy. Say his name 21 times. Okay, in your hand, take these 7 cloves. Say the name of the person 21 times, and then blow on the cloves. Okay, say that person's name 21 times and blow on the cloves. And then you have to do it in the evening of Saturdays, right? And next morning, on Sunday morning, you burn these 7 cloves. Okay, inside the house, outside the house, doesn't matter. You have to burn the cloves. After that, you don't have to do anything. So start it on Saturday. Saturday, take 7 cloves. Say the person's name 21 times. Blow on the cloves. On Sunday morning, keep these clubs aside on Saturday, and on the Sunday mornings you burn those clubs. Okay, and you can do this remedy for 7 Saturdays. Okay, so 7 Saturdays you can do it. And the person who is kind of being your enemy and you want him to be friends with you, you do not want him to disturb you in any way, he is going to calm down, he is going to shut up, he is going to stay doing his own business, he is not going to matter to you anymore. So this is a very good remedy if you want your enemy to subside. Okay, but remember, guys, if you're doing this remedy, you have to know one thing, that you should not be the problem. You should not be the one who is jealous. You should not be the one who is envious. Okay, just do it because remedies kind of work because of some blessings, right? So if you're doing this remedy, you are taking the blessing of lemon, you are taking the blessing of cloves, you are taking the blessing of rice. Okay, well, these are, everything is made by God, so yeah, everything has its own blessings. Okay, so this is a very good remedy to calm down your enemies. So okay, now let me tell you about, if you are facing problems in your marital life, if your spouse is being your enemy, if your husband or your wife is being your enemy, then it is a very good remedy for you to do. Okay, if you're having problems with your spouse, if you are fighting continuously, if you are being enemies with your spouse, with your partner, with your husband or your wife, so this is a good remedy for you. For 21 Saturdays, do this. On every Saturday, you get some iron or steel utensils. You buy some iron and steel utensils on Friday, because you should not buy metal or iron on Saturdays. So buy some iron utensils on Friday, and on Saturday, in the evening of Saturday, with your spouse, with your partner, with your husband or with your wife, go to somewhere and donate these utensils to someone. If it can be anything, a charity home, a temple, a church, somewhere where people come to get comfort, for food. So you can go at any place, or you can find a handyman, and if there is some worker around you, or if you do not find anyone, just gift them as a gift to one of your friends. So for 21 Saturdays you have to get iron utensils, and you have to donate them at the evening of Saturdays to any place where it is much needed. Okay, do this for 21 Saturdays, and I'm telling you guys, it is an amazing remedy. If you are having problem with your spouse, if you are having problem with your partners, if you're having problems with your husband and your wife, so this is a very good remedy for that, guys. Okay, so these are the 3 remedies that are going to be exceptionally well for you guys. It is going to be tremendously good, and it is going to help you overcome your enemies. Okay guys, so I hope you like this. And this is Anvesh, and I can get your horoscope checked for you. I have this ability. Okay, and my link is in the pinned comment and in the description, so check me out guys, and I hope you like this.